Okay, I am back with more news-related videos. This time I'm going to be talking about Netflix. If you guys want to see more news-related videos and reviews and stuff, and gaming-related stuff, please subscribe to my channel. It'll really help me out. I'm at 77 subscribers. Let's see if we can pump up to 80 by the end of this month. Anywho, let's get started. You guys know Netflix, right? Netflix has been around for quite a long time. Netflix has actually been around and used to compete with Blockbuster when Blockbuster was still a thing. Now there's still one Blockbuster store left, but Netflix demolished Blockbuster. They destroyed Blockbuster. I kind of miss Blockbuster, honestly. I kind of miss it. It was a good store. Especially what's going on now with streaming and stuff. I'm kind of, missing movie stores and stuff, honestly. But anywho, I'm here to talk about Netflix raising their prices again. That's right, they raised their prices last week, I think. I think it was last week or during the week, and they started raising their prices. So now you're gonna have, if you want to get the full subscription for Netflix, you have to pay $20. But apparently, according to this, I just read this here on Netflix, it's becoming the most expensive streaming service out there. Now, Netflix is probably doing this because Netflix and other streaming platforms are failing. They're not getting the amount of subscribers they were hoping for. Now, Netflix is in the lead. Netflix is like whooping the other streaming services' ass. They're whooping them. That's because Netflix, was ahead of everything. They started the streaming services, and they also not only started the streaming services, but they also started the whole original content thing, and then other streaming platforms started doing it too. So now it led to Disney Plus and Hulu. Well, Hulu came out I think a few years after Netflix came out, I think. But there was Hulu. There's Discovery Plus. There's all these streaming platforms. But the thing is Netflix and all these streaming platforms are raising their prices because they're not getting the money they were hoping for. See, Netflix originally started out, I think it was $4.99. I think it was about as much as Disney Plus is right now. And then they started raising their prices because they weren't getting the subscribers they were hoping for. Well, getting the money they were hoping for because they were boosting original content and stuff. Yeah, their original price, it lasted quite a long time before they changed it. It did. But then they started making original content, which led to Netflix having to raise their prices. That's probably why all the other studios like Disney and Paramount and Warner Brothers and all them went to make their own streaming platforms. Because I'm pretty sure things weren't going too well for Netflix with them. So they ended up making their own streaming platforms. And now everything, it seems to be kind of going downhill for all these streaming platforms. Again, they're not getting their subscribers they were hoping for, so they're trying to raise the prices, making streaming cost as much as getting cable and dish. At this point, you might as well get cable or dish again, since it's getting so expensive now. And you could unsubscribe to Netflix because they're now $20 if you want the full subscription. But the thing is, all these other streaming platforms are going to start raising their prices too. So you're going to have to start picking and choosing, what streaming platforms you want to use and which ones you don't. Which is going to be kind of hard because then if there's a show you're interested in on another streaming platform, you got to basically subscribe to that service again just to watch the videos. So yeah, it's becoming a real pain in the butt. I noticed this fall when Netflix lost Nickelodeon. I noticed this was gonna fail, and it's starting to fail now. I didn't know how long it would take for people to start realizing this, but I saw it back when Netflix lost Nickelodeon. I'm pretty sure this is going to end badly. So I started going to Hastings again, which is a movie store that used to be around. Now Hastings didn't go bankrupt because of Netflix. They went bankrupt because they made stupid choices. So did Blockbuster, but Blockbuster did go bankrupt because of Netflix. They did go bankrupt. Hastings went bankrupt because they overspent on stuff and they ended up going bankrupt. I miss Hastings. So Hastings was an amazing store. You can actually find videos all over YouTube about Hastings. You can. It was a good store. Now there's still movie stores out there, but they're really hard to come by now. They're really hard. Like I could go to Slackers, for my house, but a lot of people don't have a movie store close to their house. They gotta drive an hour and a half just to go to a movie store. They used to be on every block. Blockbuster was basically on every block. But Netflix ended up dominating the movie market, and now Netflix is starting to fall because they can't afford to keep Netflix going without raising the prices because they're forced to boot out original content because everyone else left Netflix. They all left Netflix. And they're creating their own streaming platforms, which is making things way more complicated because with Dish and cable, although that stuff's expensive, everything is on one platform. So you don't have to subscribe to multiple different platforms, and all that. And the thing is, it's starting to cost as much as cable and Dish is. Just to subscribe to all these platforms. I feel like what's gonna happen is although cable and Dish are slowly dying right now, I feel like people are gonna start going back to them again because they're gonna realize that streaming services aren't worth it because you're basically subscribing to multiple different platforms just to watch shows you like, when you can just go on cable or Dish and watch all of it at once. So yeah, I'm actually missing cable and Dish. I was sad back in 2015 when Daddy cut the Dish cord. He cut it. Actually, take that back. You can't really cut the cord on Dish because it's a satellite, but you know what I'm getting at. He basically discontinued it, and now I'm kind of wanting DirecTV, but I can't afford it, so I'm not doing DirecTV right now. I would love to get DirecTV again. I would. If DirecTV was cheaper, and it wasn't $200 a month for all channels, then people probably would go and subscribe to DirecTV and Dish and shut the streaming services down. Because let's face it, they're not doing very well. They weren't doing well. They were doing well at first. But then Netflix, then people started leaving Netflix. I'm assuming there were some problems behind the scenes or something. So they left Netflix, and they went to create their own streaming platforms, and that's starting to fail on all of them. Netflix is still in the lead, but I feel like people are going to start unsubscribing to Netflix because they're now $20 a month for a lot of, there's a lot of shows on there. But I don't even use Netflix that much. I wasn't using it to watch the new Johnny Test show. It's actually pretty good. It's better than the original for sure. It's better than the original. It's still not, the best show out there, but I still think it's more enjoyable to watch than the original, except the first season. The first season of Johnny Test was absolutely gold of the original show. It was gold. Sure, it had its flaws, but it was a lot better than the rest of the show. I still thought the rest of the show was still good, but, compared to, the first season, it was completely different. The first season of Johnny Test was completely different than the rest of the show. But yeah, I basically just watched Johnny Test on it. There really isn't a reason to have Netflix, honestly. Now, Netflix, I believe, also puts out DVDs, too. I've seen DVDs of Netflix shows. So you could just get them on DVD and not even subscribe to the services. Now, what they could do is they could discontinue the DVDs and just go focus on streaming, but that's just going to fail at the end because people are still going to unsubscribe to the streaming platforms that they don't want to have, and it's just I feel like it's just all gonna fail at the end for Netflix and all these streaming platforms. So yeah, it's just gonna fail. So yeah, I'm just gonna see where this all goes, and I guarantee Disney Plus and Paramount will raise their prices too on the streaming platforms. Disney's already done it with $1 above, but Disney's not getting the money they were hoping for. They don't have a lot of subscribers, so they end up raising the prices on Disney Plus too. So yeah, these streaming platforms, in my opinion, are just failing. They're just failing. It was fine when everything was on one platform, but due to Netflix, not being able to, not be able to afford probably to keep all these shows on here because, again, it was only $4.99. It makes it a lot harder. It really does. So, I don't know. We're going to see how this goes. I may have another video down the road of these streaming platforms. Sorry if this took very long to come out. My family was here and I had COVID-19 and I had to wait for them to leave and all that. So, yeah, sorry about that. For this video taking a while. Anywho, it's about time I probably let this go. I finally was able to delete that Starfall video, finally. Finally I got it to upload on my channel. I mentioned that in my other video. I wanted to make sure it was actually the same video. It didn't cut out anything, because it was a longer video. I didn't want to cut out anything. It didn't. So I ended up deleting the video after uploading it and checking it, and, well, that's pretty much it. Anywho, again, please subscribe for more news-related videos. I do news-related videos, I do reviews. I'm on Family Guy right now. I'm going back to Family Guy, so if you guys want to check out my Family Guy videos, you can. And, I want to do more movie reviews, too, but I'm having a problem with Illumination right now. I can't seem to figure out where Seeing is at, so I won't be able to do that right now, unfortunately. But hopefully I can get to watching Seeing soon. Anywho, again, please subscribe for more videos, like I said. Hit that like button, and please comment down below and tell me what you guys think of the streaming platforms and the way they're going. Do you think the way they're going is good, or do you think the way they're going is bad, and you kind of wish you had Dish and cable again if they were cheaper? please let me know. Anywho, this is Dashiell Rosen.